Variety posted this on X. Moana creatives on working closely to honor Polynesian culture and traditions and why representation matters in the live action film. And it got not only ratioed by me and among others, I said, now do the Odyssey, this you from Gary from Nerdrotic. Variety magazine has repeatedly criticized people pointing out the lack of Greek representation in the Odyssey, calling them trolls, culture warriors, and racists led to battle by their own personal Agamemnon, Elon Musk. Now, I have no problem with having seen Moana. Not a great movie. Didn't like it. Can't recommend it. However, I do like the fact that they are respectful of Polynesian culture. And I do think that makes a difference. And it is a fantasy story that takes place within a certain culture, and that culture is respected. So this story is from Variety. It's not much more in it than what we already know, but like you can't, this is very hypocritical. You can't say this and then criticize people who have a very valid criticism of the Odyssey for that representation. Am I wrong in this? Like,
no,
I want to get
not at all. That's the point.
That this is closer to being Asian than the Odyssey,
right? And I have no problem with this at all. This great Moana. I like that there was that kind of forethought. Why is it only with stories from Western culture?
Yeah.
Does
and
that
you know why?
Right.
Yes. Well, I want to hear what you guys say. Please jump in on this.
Because Western culture is supreme.
No. Well, we could have had this. We could have. Well, what do you guys think? I want to hear what you think of this.
I mean, you said it all already. I mean, it's a double standard. That's all it is. It's just a simple double standard. It's okay when they do it, but it's a problem when I do it. That's pretty much what it is. So everybody's playing fast and loose with European culture and European history. And I've heard people even say that there is no such thing as, European culture, like when, I talk about The Little Mermaid a lot, and it's like, it's a Danish fairy tale. And everybody's, but it's perfectly fine to just completely forget about the fact that it's a Danish fairy tale and just race swap people galore. Go ahead, have fun with The Little Mermaid, because there's no such thing as a mermaid at all. But it was birthed in Denmark. So why can't it just stick to the roots of what Denmark did? And then the bigger problem that I have with this, is we have seen constant criticism of quote unquote whitewashing. Okay, you can go back over the last 10 years. I did a post where I talked about how people criticize Johnny Depp as Tonto. People criticized Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One. People criticized Scarlett Johansson as Motoko Kusanagi and Ghost in the Shell. People criticized it, all right? Whether you think that those are legitimate race swaps or not, there was plenty of criticism to go around. Everybody was slamming it. Okay, then I was under the impression that, we can't do this anymore. Now, it's perfectly fine to race swap Helen of Troy. Nobody cares. Nobody's crying about it. And I'm like, well, why was it okay to do these or to criticize those, but not this one? Why was it okay? And, people had a lot of answers and different, opinions on that. But that's the way I see it. It's like if it's not okay to whitewash, then it's not okay to blackwash or any kind of washing. Just stick to the script. And if it's okay for them, if it's okay for Lupita, then it's okay for Johnny Depp.
Does it matter, like, if it's a really great actor that we all love? Like,
Johnny Depp's a really good actor. He's loved. He's well-loved.
Right. Well, let's watch this for a second. I think it's dependent on the actor, right? Like
I didn't like Denzel in Gladiator.
Morgan Freeman is God. Morgan Freeman also in. Let's just watch this for a second. See what could have.
People said Lupita wasn't the right Helen, so Universal went back and found someone you don't talk back to.
Do I look like a motherfucking Greek to you?
Helen, come away with me to Troy. Aphrodite herself has promised you to me.
Say promised again. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say promise one more goddamn time.
I have a boat.
Well, why the fuck didn't you lead with that? It's hot as hell in Sparta!
In Troy, do you know what they call you? The most beautiful woman in the world.
You got about 3 seconds to get your hand off my shoulder before I introduce it to the bottom of the Aegean Sea.
I'm sorry, I'm just...
2! The Trojans took my wife! Gather every king in Greece! Launch every ship we have!
10 years. 50,000 dead for you? I came to see what 1,000 ships die for.
Oh, you came to look. Get in line with the other 1,000, baby.
Y'all just gonna roll this shit in? A giant horse? From the motherfuckers who've been trying to kill us for 10 years?
All right. Okay, we can put that aside.
Guys,
at least we're having fun with it. We're having fun.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Please.
Do you think that there were black people in Greece? Ancient Greece?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There were all kinds of black people.
Do you
in
think they
Greece.
were of high status?
Well, they were warriors. They were merchants. They were, high status. What do you mean by that?
I mean, not slaves forced to fight in the armies or be service people. Do you think they were of high status?
They were part of Xerxes' invasion force?
Yes, because they were forced to fight after they were conquered.
Well, I'm just saying that what black people were conquered. There were black people from Libya. There were black people from Egypt. I really think that a lot of this, it just bothers me. And everyone's calling me some crazy leftist now. Fuck off. Fuck the left.
Because you're acting obtuse on purpose. You know,
I'm not acting obtuse on purpose. I'm acting like you people are acting like you're historical scholars of a period of time where you're just not.
Okay.
You have to look into this. No, I don't know.
Oh, well, why are you arguing for it if you don't know?
I'm arguing in that we're arguing as if we all know, like, you guys are talking like you're all historical fucking scholars about a fantasy, which I don't get. I don't understand. Hollywood has 100 years of looking into ancient worlds and giving us mythology.
We just explained it to you. 10 years of constant race swaps, all of that.
Well, that's
the double standard.
That's a different thing, which I totally agree with.
Yeah, the double standard.
I think that is the point. This film does not exist in a vacuum. It exists in a trend that's been going through that's been going through hospital. So when Lupita Nyong'o is cast as Athena, well, of course she is, because every movie has to have something like that in it. It's not organic to the story. It's something you always have to do.
No, it's Zendaya as Athena.
Oh yeah,
twins.
Right, but that's the point. So I got it wrong. But it's like it's just.
But you're acting. Wait a minute.
Trend
Athena is a goddess. She's a god. She's not real. She wasn't a person.
No. It's not about. Look, if this was the only story out there that there was a race swap in, but that would be one thing. But when it's one movie after the next, 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 that's when the problem comes in, and that's when people just.
I agree. I am the first guy to be tired of all this. Anne Boleyn was not a black woman.
Right.
I understand.
We are tired of this.
But on the other hand, I would also say you have to give filmmakers a little bit, like when Frank Darabont cast Morgan Freeman as Red in Shawshank Redemption, that character in Stephen King's story was written as an Irish white guy. Now, when Frank Darabont said, you know what? No one's going to play this role better than Morgan Freeman.
That's a Stephen King book, though, not mythology.
Also,
for the whole culture.
Also, there wasn't a string of movies beforehand.
Correct. That's
that they were race swapping over and over and over and over and over again.
Well, yeah. I would say you got to let a filmmaker when he's dealing with. I don't know.
I don't have to do anything.
She's a goddess. Athena's a goddess.
Yeah, this is Christopher Nolan.
Well,
and I get it.
The goddess of Mount Olympus.
Well, that was my point. Was that I don't think I made it well, but my point was Zendaya looks more like Athena when she's on the red carpet. Like she's She's beautiful. She's dressed up. She's wearing makeup. I don't know. And I feel like they keep making her look exactly the same in every single role. I want to see her at least have a style in this style, but she seems like she's just the same in every role she is. That's the point I was making before that. I feel like she could easily go into Doom Part 3 wearing what she was and having the makeup that she, or lack of makeup that she had on. I wanted her to live in this world and have that. But the style, I just not a fan of the style, what I'm seeing so far. It's gritty and gray. And it's just my expectations.
It's just kind of more like what that world would be, though. I mean, look.
I don't know. It's
these are gods that were worshipped by the entire world. These are Greek gods, a representative of the Greek people who were envisioned by the Greek people who saw them as they saw themselves.
Well, I agree with that. So, but I mean,
so the fact that you would say that they are black just completely shocks me. That
Zendaya is not just black. I mean, she's mixed race.
What the fuck are we doing?
I mean, you guys, I think of the Greek gods as looking like fucking Ursula Andress and Laurence Olivier from Clash of the Titans. That's how, when I think of the Greek gods, that's how I envision them, as white British or European actors, to be fair.
And I bet you the Greeks felt the same way, too.
Well, but I don't think
Jennifer Aniston, maybe, I mean, she's Greek, right?
But I just think that this whole conversation is a little weird. Because the ancient world was a little bit more diverse than what we think of it as being, because it was much smaller. We still think of like Greece was some hermetically sealed white community.
Right.
No, it was not.
Again, this is only weird if this was the only film to have done this, but we're
exactly.
It keeps going on, and this won't be the last movie that does it either.
I think this isn't.
I mean, it is interesting considering even the Greek people have a problem with this movie.
Well, that's
an open letter
casting
to
the same
Nolan
handful
in
of people.
Yeah, I don't like Anne Hathaway either. Like her Botox and her trying to emote through Botox is distracting. Again, I can't get immersed when I can see your struggle to have a brow when you're trying to be upset about something. And I just think, besides, if you're an actor, you should not think about not doing that, because you need emoting is like the job. It's more than just the, I guess, diversity.
Well,
I think the whole entire cast I'm not into.
Well, with the immersion, it's like, oh, well, I'm about to see half of the main cast of this movie in another movie in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Like, this is another thing of not like,
but that's what actors do.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
to be fair.
It's kind of like, it's one of those Nolan kind of not reading the room of like, I know that some of these are people that you regularly work with or whatever, but it's like,
but if somebody gives you hundreds of millions of dollars to make a movie, you only have a very small pool of actors you can draw from.
But
on the props, the costumes, I mean, there's just so many things. It's a lot of little things and several big things.
On the plus side, no Pedro Pascal. But I do think that this movie is the result of a fatigue of hypocrisy when Polynesian culture is respected more than Greek culture, when of Western stories being co-opted. And I guess my issue with it is that the more we do this, we're going to race swap Little Mermaid, this and that, and whatever. It prevents other stories from being told. Name your favorite African fairy tale. I try to. You can't do it because they don't make big movies like that. There is one coming, believe it or not, I believe from Alan. We were at CinemaCon, Rob, you too. Is it Paramount is putting out an African story that is actually authentic fairy tale with a big...
Musa?
What's it called?
Is it Mansa Musa? I know that Ryan Coogler was supposed to be working on a Mansa Musa film.
It's when you're constantly like, we're not going to do an authentic or a original story. We're gonna just race swap a story. That's lazy. But you could be telling new stories.
Well, there's the Children of Blood and Bone thing that's been in the news lately, because which is based on it's a West African inspired fantasy series where the author says she will no longer speak to the actress who starred in The Acolyte.
And why is that,
there's a reason for that. Why is that?
Yeah, why is that, Robert?
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, it's because she's not dark-skinned enough.
She's not dark-skinned enough, and the book is about colorism and all of that. And so the main character that Amanda Stenberg is playing, she should be played by a really dark-skinned person,
So when she said that, and that the original thing was inspired by her,
yes, she was inspired by Amanda, in her Hunger Games role as Rue.
Yeah. So again, mythology only matters when it's theirs. When it's ours, it doesn't matter. It's fantasy. Who cares? It's not real. Where's the line? Where are the standards? I understand you're giving Nolan his one pass. Many of us are not.